Welcome friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at the beautiful showroom of Toyota South Point, Calgary, and with me these two gentlemen are here, Rishi and Craig, who helped me getting my first car. And as I promised in my previous video that I will be having an interview with them where I will be asking your questions so that they can answer and you get a clarity on that. If any further questions are there, I will surely drop their contact details so that you can very well contact them. That's all from my side right now. Let's hear from them. So Rishi and Craig, welcome to the channel. Kindly please introduce yourself so that viewers will know whom they are talking to.
Thank you, Adarsh. We appreciate this opportunity and serving your customers who will be coming to Canada. Please visit myself and Rishi here at South Point Toyota. We assure you we will take care of you. My name is Craig Taylor. I'm the Senior Product Advisor at South Point Toyota. I've been with South Point now for over 10 years. I've been humbled and honored to be the top salesman and one of the top in Canada due to the fact of excellent managers that I've been working with who've been keeping me nice and sharp in my game there, as well as the product that we carry, which is Toyota quality, durability, reliability, dependability as well. So I do new and used vehicles, and Rishi and I work closely together, both as he is the sales manager and myself as the sales rep too. And I'll just pass it over to Rishi.
Yeah, Rishi.
Hello guys, first of all, thank you Adarsh Bhaiya. Very, very important, proud moment for us to be here on your channel, and I hope this helps you and us. I'm a sales manager here. I've been a sales manager for 4 years, but before that I worked on the sales floor as a salesperson for 2 years. So I've seen both ends of it, and I've also helped with a bit of service parts, so I have a more broad knowledge. I'm not a used car manager, but I can definitely give you suggestions on which way to go, and I look forward to helping your community.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you again. So there are multiple questions which my viewers ask, so I've consolidated them. We will go with the maximum amount, like many have asked. That the question is like, because my viewers are new immigrants, so they want to know when they come to Canada or Calgary per se, what are the things to be considered when they buy a car. It can be a used one or it can be a new one, but what are the things they should keep in mind when they are getting a car?
So I'll take a lead on this one. So in my mind, it's three broad things. Number one is cost. And now what I mean by cost is not just the cost of the car. You have to look at the cost of ownership, as in what is coming out of your pocket in driving that car. So generally that entails four things: the payment for the car, the loan or lease, however you want to do it, your insurance, your gas, and your maintenance. Okay, so when you add all of those up is the overall cost that you're looking at. So something might look like a great prospect, but you should do your due diligence. I can tell you that I've been an immigrant myself, so it's a very good idea to have that budget and go accordingly, have an understanding before you jump the gun on anything. Second thing is time and how you're using it. So everyone's needs are different depending on where in the city you live, how you're using it, how much you're driving, what your driving habits are. Maybe that can help you identify what kind of a car you need in terms of an SUV, a sedan. Maybe you need a hybrid, maybe you don't, right? And everyone's needs are different. And the third, and in my mind one of the most important things, is service. It's no different than going to a restaurant for dinner. You get good service, you tip them 20%. You get bad service, you tip them 10%.
Right.
The difference is now you're buying a $30, $40, $50, $60,000 car. You want to make sure that you're engaging with someone that will take care of you, not just in the half an hour, 1 hour process of buying a car, but someone that you can trust and depend on in terms of leading you with the experience. Right? So those are the three things that I would look for.
Anything you want to add?
Yes, Adarsh, I wanted to mention too, with Toyota, the product itself, again, quality, durability, reliability, dependability. Again, cost of ownership. Rishi had alluded to this too, is not only the initial price, but what will I be paying, say 5 years from now or 10 years from now? What are my circumstances? What job do I hold? And so with Toyota, you have the advantage that the product itself will keep more money inside of your pocket. Okay, and that's the advantage you'll have with us here at, again, with Toyota product and also South Point Toyota as well.
So, thanks for your inputs on that. Now, the second most famous question was like, when immigrant comes, because they have so many things in the mind because it's the first car they are going to get. So whether they should go with a new one or an old one, so that they are, because in India the driving is different. Here we drive on the, it's a left side, but in India it's all opposite to that. So how it is, like what should be the point to take consider that whether it's a new bike they should go, or they should initially have an hands-on experience with an used one, and then they should buy a new one. So what's your thoughts on that?
That's a loaded question. There's a lot of answers to that. So first of all, everyone's needs are different. You have to. The biggest thing I would say is budget, because what can you afford and what you're comfortable driving. Maybe you're not comfortable driving a brand new $60,000 car, but it also depends on interest rates and whatnot, because oftentimes it can be cheaper to buy a new car and you get the additional benefit of the safety, right? On a used car, you might have higher interest rates, but it really depends on so many things. I mean, I'm a new car manager, so I'm biased. You should always come see me and Craig and buy new cars.
That's right.
But no, there's fantastic used cars out there. I think everyone's needs are different. And I would like to say that we should go on an individual basis in order to answer that question. There's no cookie cutter answer for that.
I agree to that point. Yeah. Anything you want to add to it?
Sometimes the banks will consider the value of what they're loaning to. So the value, say, take for example, of a newer vehicle is more valuable to a bank than, say, a used vehicle. In the event that our clients were not able to continue on with payments. So that might be something to consider. What Rishi and I would do is we would look at our clients specifically who would come our way and just evaluate and say, hey, we suggest we go to a new option, or we go to, say, a used option there. Again, based on the experience and what they're coming in with as well. So,
Absolutely.
okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. So, in the past year when I came, I came in the March 2022, and I started looking the first car in the May 2022. The issue I face is the availability of that car, because that time the chip shortage was on the peak, and wherever I go, I have. So before coming to South Point, I want to tell my viewers, I went to multiple dealers, multiple brands in Calgary, and wherever I go, they say that minimum 6 to 7 months, new car. I mean, like that's the one. So when I came here, I met Rishi, and he told me the same thing, like you will get September or October. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. Then after 2 days exactly, he called me and said, I have an RAV4 for you, and it's 2 weeks, like within 2 weeks I can get you. So I was happy. So I just wanted to know how situation is now, right now. So is a new car availability is still in shortage, or now it has been improved compared to the last year? So I want your take, because you are the new sales, new car sales guy. So I just want to know your input on that.
I'm gonna say a couple of things. Others Priya, mujhe aap bahut pasand ho. So I'm just gonna tell you this. I don't think that should be the expectation, in the sense that there's a few things here. A, we're one of the biggest dealerships in town, so we do get a lot of cars, and we're a very hungry, aggressive team. So it's always in our best interest to try to get you the car. We don't want anyone to wait. You know what I mean? It doesn't help us, it doesn't help the customer, it doesn't help anything. That being said, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. You gave me a couple of options, and I was lucky enough. Yes, I did do my work and try to get you a car faster, but I can't promise that to everyone. As far as supply chain issues, these are much bigger than Craig or my control or anyone's control. There's a bigger policy level. What I can say is I hope and I think that supply chain issues are getting better, and will maybe get back to a little bit more previous level towards the end of the year. But I don't think it's going to go back to pre-pandemic levels for a while.
Okay.
Again, this is just my prediction, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just saying what I see, right? Would I like to give everyone cars, and are we trying hard to get everyone cars? Absolutely. But again, it depends on the car. Because some cars we get, some cars are nearly impossible to get. You know, so it really depends on who's ordering what.
And what some of our clients do as well, in say more of an urgent, important predicament that I need a vehicle right now, what they will do is maybe we'll direct them to, say, the used car get into our new vehicle, we'd place the order there for them. And based off of our timelines, whether being a gas model or a hybrid model, we can manage that effectively.
Another thing is a lot of people are very nice in the sense that they realize, no one's blind. They see what's happening with the market. So people oftentimes will be nice and give us a couple of different options. Maybe they'll take a RAV4 LE or XLE, or maybe they'll take a white, black, or gray. And giving us that only helps us in getting you a car faster, right? In these times. And then what we do is we'll take the order for their ideal vehicle and try to get that. But if not, we give them a what we call a bridging option till that car comes in. You get to see a lot of this with the hybrid models, right? So
Do you want to give a ballpark, like if sedan means how many, like waiting
it
period?
depends. So on RAV4s, we can go right now anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 months. Some higher end models, 8 months to a year. Hybrids over a year,
Okay.
right? It really depends what we have falling through. As
How
far
about
as
sedan?
sedans, we have some Camrys coming in. We have a few Tacomas. If you want a Tacoma, 2-door Tacoma, come on down. But
Great.
otherwise, it's tough. RAV4, you can generally 4 to 6 months is a good
Okay, 4
good
to 6 months.
ballpark.
Yeah.
Corollas are even harder now. So
Okay. Great. Okay. That was one of the most asked question, like when we get our new.
what we
car.
can do is maybe you can come see us in 6 months and we can update you with the situation and you can put that on your channel.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
I will update. So here in Calgary, because the climate is so unpredictable, like when winter comes, it's like harsh winter,
Yeah.
and in summer, yes, it's good. So many people are still confused whether they should go with all-wheel drive or FWD. So just want your input on that. That what is the best thing? I mean, yes, again, it depends upon the people, person to person. But as a newcomer, what will you suggest for the first time, because they will be driving first time in the cold winter and all those things? So what's your take on that?
The first and foremost, I agree 100%. You should not mess with the winters here because they can get very bad. My biggest opinion is strong winter tires. That's the first priority. So my mother has an all-wheel drive RAV4. I still make sure that she has summer tire and winter tire, even though it's all-wheel drive. Now, if you can afford to, or depending on the model you're going for, if you're going SUV versus sedan and you can get an all-wheel drive, absolutely, it can't hurt to have that extra layer of protection. But first and foremost, I'd say get good winter tires, right? What do you think? Right?
So I would suggest, in terms of our first-time drivers here in Calgary, I would suggest the all-wheel drive,
Yep.
due to the fact that the all-wheel drive Synergy is set up in such a way as to correct an incorrect maneuver. And seeing that our friends may never have driven in snow or ice or sleet or whichever, I got to head down there. We got to head down there, but it'd be beautiful. But it's a whole new climate shift and change. And based on your safety and your value as a human being, I would suggest we go into the all-wheel drive segment for safety reasons alone.
So even I have all-wheel drive, so I know that's the best thing. Yes, but you need a winter tire. Although your tires are good here from Toyota, what we get, but it's recommend that you have your winter tire, and on exact time. It's not like after snow you go and change your tire. It's gonna be messy.
Generally, you want to end of September
Yeah.
is when you put winter tires on.
Right. Okay, perfect. So, because many of the newcomers will come to Canada for the first time, obviously they will not have any credit history and all. So, two questions, like how, what is the criteria for whether they should go with a finance or a lease? And the second question will be it's Toyota giving, and because Toyota has their own finance division, like lease company, so whether they get any benefits from that, and if yes, then what are those benefits?
Sure, I'll start with this one.
Go ahead.
Essentially, the goal for you, my friends, would be to establish your credit. And both myself and Rishi would encourage you, number one, credit card, cell phone, anything to get that credit going on a lower scale helps out considerably. So based off of that, that will be building on your credit there.
Yes, so car payments are one of the best ways to build credit. When you're a newcomer, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but in this world today that we live in, credit is everything. Whether you want to buy a house, whether you want to do anything, you need to have good credit. And car payments are one of the best ways to do that. Not much difference between lease and finance. The big things I would say look at between the two is A, affordability, because usually lease payments are a little bit lower. And the other thing is, how long are you keeping your car? Like, what kind of a person are you? The average person maybe keeps their car for 3 years. In that case, I would suggest you might want to lease it. It might be better for you, more tailored towards your needs. If you're someone that wants to keep your cars for 10, 15, 20 years, maybe finance is a better option, right? Also depends on the rates. Totally depend on the economy and the market at the time, right? Like, I have a variable mortgage rate. Great idea when I got it 2 years ago.
No.
Terrible idea right now. So I would say that when people come and see us, I would like to think that we go on a custom basis depending on what the best scenario for them is at that time. I prefer leasing. I'm leasing my car, but that's just personal preference because I like changing my cars every 2-3 years. A lot of people prefer finance. I don't see a big difference between them because in my mind, unless you're paying cash for it, you're using some financial institution to aid you in buying your car. So then it doesn't matter if it's a bank or Toyota Canada or whatnot. It just depends on what's the best option for you.
Also, too, it varies on whether we go through Toyota Financial Services or we go through the bank options as well. If we do go through a bank option, we would focus on a finance there. Again, back to what I was saying earlier, credit card, cell phone, get your credit established, get that built up. Yep. And then you would most likely qualify based on your criteria and credit score for a bank option. Toyota Financial may consider, we may look at a lease or a finance. There may be higher qualifications.
It really depends individually. I would suggest this is a
Varies.
better question for the finance managers because every single person's credit
sure.
is A, confidential, and we want to keep it that way. We want to respect that.
That's right.
And B, it's very, very different, varying from people. So yours is very different from other newcomers and whatnot, right?
And we respect that.
Yeah. So as he said, even I didn't lease finance it. I got in the lease because at that time when I came, yes, the credit history was not built, and second, I was on the work permit. Although I got PR now, so that again adds a point, right?
Congratulations on your PR.
Thank you so much. So that also adds a point because when you have work permit, you have a fixed period. So when you go to a bank or a finance institute, they will check that also, like how long you're going to stay. If you have a PR, then there's no issue. But when you come to a work permit, then that also
Affects you, exactly.
Yeah.
So, depends on the visa you came with.
Yeah, very correct. So, as you mentioned about interest and the fluctuating market, so same goes with the price of the car, right? It fluctuates. So now, 6 months before, the price of the car was on the peak, and I'm not sure right now what's the status.
It's about the same.
Okay.
It really depends again on the car and the volume that we get, and we don't really decide it. The economy decides it, right? Like everything is more expensive now. That being said,
so what's your prediction? Will it come down?
it depends. If the supply goes up, then the demand goes down, and then the price comes down. Right? Ultimately, my objective is very simple. Just from my perspective, is we have 180 employees.
Okay.
I have a business to run, so I have to make sure that works. But at the same time, I want all of my customers, just like yourself, to understand and appreciate the deal that they get and be happy, right? And of course, that is my job to bridge that gap, right? So if you send us referrals or people come from this video, come, Pajao. We will give you the same deal that we gave Adarsh Priya. We don't need a haggle. We'll just make sure you're taken care of. So of course, right? That being said, it depends, right? Like maybe 6-8 months from now, we can hope that things get better from a consumer point of view. So.
Auto correction and market trends there. We're hoping to see that, possibly, but in the summer or possibly in the fall. Again, to predict that, it's very difficult with what we've come through in the past 3 years. We're all victors. We've come through this, and we're going to help you. We're going to, Rishi and I will show you the options. We'll lay it out on the table. We'll show you where the interest rates are. We'll show you what options we have with our new vehicle options and used as well. But we will direct you in the right direction, and we want to make sure that you are a satisfied customer, not only with your vehicle, but with us. That's important to us for repeat business as
Well,
well.
we want to leave the same impression that we left on you. Right? Frankly, you've been a fantastic client, and it only encourages us to help you more in your future vehicle needs. You know what I mean? Ultimately, we're human. I understand we're salespeople and you're a consumer, but I'm also a consumer outside of my job, and so is he. And so it's just the relationships, right? And absolutely, we would love to help.
And based off of your experience with us, we appreciate the referrals, friends, family, co-workers. We want them to experience the same that you did.
I think after this video, you will get a lot of calls from viewers. So this question to Craig, especially you, because you totally deal on the new vehicles, and you deal on new versus. So how is the supply for used vehicles? Like if someone comes for looking for a used vehicle, how long he has to wait? Because for new, it depends upon the trim and it depends upon the car and their likes. Then how the time differs. But what about the used one? How is the market for the used one? Like how quickly they can get if they like some model?
Sure. Well, essentially, my used car lot is full of used car vehicles. So in response to your question, they can have the vehicle right away. Again, some of the pending factors are the credit and how we establish that. What price point are we looking at? What kind of a vehicle are we looking at? Are we looking all-wheel drive? Are we looking at an SUV? Are we going into a sedan? Are we going up to a truck? Whatever it may be, I'm able to direct you accordingly based on what your current needs are. So they're readily available. Again, my inventory is online, and you are able to assess what that is. Come in, and we'll direct you accordingly there. So, in terms of those factors being checked off, then by all means, right away.
Great, that's a great deal. Okay. So yes, as you have already told, but let me remind you that I will be dropping their contact details. Is it fine for you guys?
Absolutely, we'll give you our cards. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll drop you their contact details so that any questions you can very well feel free to contact these guys, and they will really helpful. And obviously, if you refer that you came after watching this video, maybe if it's into their hand, they will definitely get some additional benefits. Somehow, hopefully. And
Yes. If you come here with Adarsh Venkatraman's name,
yeah.
we will do something extra for you. I don't know what it is. We have to establish that.
That's right.
But we will find something for you.
Great. That's a great. Okay, one final question before we wrap this interview. What is the best time to buy a car? Because I'm not talking about Toronto or other. I'm talking specifically for Calgary because, as I said, climate is totally unpredictable. So, what is not only based on the climate but also based on the because every month there is a price fluctuation will be there, and so yes, we can't predict that, but still, from your point of view, what is the best time to buy a car for a newcomer because he will be driving the car for the first time? So based on all these conditions, what is the preferred ballpark months that these months are good to buy a new car?
Well, I'll start with that. Every month is the best time to buy a vehicle. Just come and see myself, Craig Taylor, and Rishi Mukherjee. So, good question. Again, market trends, fluctuations, etc., interest points, based on what our clients' needs are, what your specific needs are. If we're in dire straits, we need a vehicle right away. By all means, we'll work towards that. Again, we'll look again, we'll assess what the interest rates are, what your needs are, what kind of a vehicle, what we have incoming in the pipeline, which Rishi is excellent at in terms of all of the new vehicles. We'll guide you accordingly there.
All I can say is, in this city, you need a car.
You need a car.
I don't mean to cut you off, but like you need a car.
That's right.
So as soon as you land
Yes.
and you have a job, come see us.
Yes.
That's the best time.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
And just to add, before coming here, make sure that you pass your driving license. You come with your driving license because in here, without your driving license, you can't get a car. That's by law.
I mean, you can order a car and get your license between the
because now waiting period is long, so yeah, you can do that as well. So having said that, any last words you want to tell to the
I'll allude
people?
to that too. So, good question. When you come, please do come and see us, whether you have a driver's license or not, because there is time that we're looking at in terms of acquiring a driver's license, at which point we can work towards that point and do an assessment of needs for you and line you up with the right vehicle. So we can always put a vehicle on order, say 8 months out. The driver's license takes 6 months. So you're still in good standings there as well too. So, yeah.
So, any final thing you want to tell to the viewers? Anything about Toyota South Point or anything which you want to just share? Please feel, and yeah. So, anything.
Personally, I've been here since I was 23, so this is my best job. It's like a family, like a home to me, and to me, the more the merrier. Welcome to the family at South Point, because I think that we're a fantastic organization, and I would like to keep it that way.
Wonderful. Yeah, and we fight for you as well. We want to get that vehicle there in your hands as soon as possible. Again, what Rishi was alluding to in terms of family, yes, that's what we want you to experience overall, not only in our department in sales, but in our service department, okay? And in different departments that we have parts, etc., many departments through our dealership here. But we want to make you feel at home, relaxed, and in a comfortable position, and filled with a lot of joy inside there. Okay,
Your salesperson will fight your sales manager for your well-being. So
I can vouch on this guy because my transition of getting a new car was pretty smooth, and these two guys helped me a lot in getting my first vehicle, which I'm very much happy till today. And obviously going forward, I have no complaints. So having said that, thanks for watching this video. Hope you like this, and yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.